Hi there, it's Tony Trisilius coming to you today with our Hump Day inspiration. And today I used a fancy pants line. And before I get started, I want to highlight one of the new things that came out with the Fancy Pants collections, this latest release. And that is a solids paper sampler pack. So in here is 6 sheets, 2 each of 3 double-sided cardstock papers that match the line. So if you don't want to try and guess on cardstock colors, you can just buy this and you have your solids that match the line. Now in my layouts, I used cardstock just to give you another option, but just know that this is available for the last 2 releases. So the line that I used today is called Peachy Keen. It's a fun line, and I used all of the papers and all 3 of the embellishments, and then I also brought in I also used the Color Vibe orange stickers from Simple Stories. And then the last thing that I used that I want to talk about is our very own adhesive line that we released last week. I used the Pop Dots, and these Pop Dots are awesome because they have these tabs. And I don't know about you guys, but I can't stand the ones that have the little papers. They always get stuck all over the place without the tab. I can never get them off because of my nails, or if you've got arthritis, they're a pain to get off. So these little Pop Dots have these fun tabs. And the nice thing about these is if you want to make it thicker, you can stack them. So they have the tabs, you just pull them off and you're good to go. And we sell these in black and white. They come on rolls of 100, and they are available under our private label called CSS Basics. So you can check them out on the website, and I'll put a link in the description. So the first layout, here we have it. And basically what I did is I took Just Peachy for the background, and I also used the flip side of that in the layout. So you need 3 sheets if you're going to do this layout. So I used the Just Peachy for the background, and then I took the back side of Just Peachy, and then I took Peachy Keen, which is the pennants and the words. And I cut 1.5-inch strips of all 3 of those. And then I cut my strips 1 inch, 2 inches, and 3 inches. And I kind of laid them in a tile effect on pine cardstock. And I'll get the exact measurement for the pine cardstock and put it in the description. But just kind of gave it a tile effect. And then I took apricot cardstock, and I used a border punch. But, you can use whatever you have. If you have a border cutter, if you have old-fashioned scissors, if you use a die cutting machine to cut your border, whatever you have to give the border some interest, you can do that for the apricot cardstock. And then the last thing I did was I took the embellishments and I matted them with our Pop Dots. Some are, you can't really see it on the video, but some are higher than the others. So I doubled some of the Pop Dots on some of them and singled some of the Pop Dots on the others. And then I just added some wood buttons for interest and some enamel dots. And the photo mats are just done with cardstock. I used pine and shrimp, and then apricot and shrimp. And then gave it a title on the bottom. And there we have it. Good to go. First layout done. Now the second layout, if I had to do it again, I think that I would either cut this box smaller, this title mat smaller, or center the letters. I wasn't quite thinking when I put this together, but first glance, it's fine. You always overthink sometimes your layouts. For the background, I used this fun ticket paper. It's called That's the Ticket. So I used that for the background. And then what I did is I took 3 different sheets. So I took the blue polka dot, and I took the yellow stripe, and then I took this fun blue flower. And I made 3 rectangles that got 1 inch smaller. So I cut 1 inch off all sides on the blue, 1.5 inches, and 2 inches off on the flowered. And I just kind of layered them, not one right on top of the other, but kind of on an angle, just to give it a little bit of interest. Now, I didn't put photo mats on here because I wanted to highlight the embellishment, but you obviously could put photo mats on there. And if I was to use cardstock, if you didn't want to use the coordinating paper pack that comes with it, if I was to use cardstock, I would use sapphire and butter. Those two would match here. And then finally, I took the embellishment pack and these two cute Adirondack chairs, and these are up pretty high. I doubled the pop dots. Again, you don't have to. And then just add a little bit interest of buttons and a little bit of interest of enamel dots. And again, a title page or title box, and that's it. So that's all I have today. I will put all of the description, the exact papers I used, and links in the description box. And as always, if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out. Thank you. Bye-bye.